Hey, what's up, everyone? Dragon here with
Ashley.
doing another trailer reaction. This one for our homie over at AD Edits. This one for War of Ice and Fire, his latest creation. This one is for Game of Thrones. Not a big Game of Thrones guy, which takes a lot of people by surprise.
It's a shame.
I've heard everything from Khal Drogo to what's the wildling?
Tormund.
Yeah, that guy. All hey, cool looking guys. So I guess I'm in good company, but I don't know, just never.
They're like a sexy mishmash of the both of them.
Well, victim of circumstance. But yeah, no, not really my thing, which is fine. Hey, to each their own. If you guys like, I know.
Yeah, it's mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah,
it's my thing.
Definitely her thing. So I when I saw that that he made this, I was like, ooh, you're gonna have your interest will be very, very piqued. So, but anyway, I will enjoy it from the perspective of it being something creative and well put together, regardless of my affinity for the source material or not. So anyway, without further ado, here we go. I'm liking the music already.
That's just the last one to count.
You stand in the presence of Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen.
The army of the dead is on the march. Army of the dead. Cersei thinks the army of the dead is nothing but a story. What if we prove her wrong?
Whatever stands in our way, we will defeat. Ourselves first.
You'll take my life, but I'll take yours too.
Where are the rest of the Lannisters?
But I'll run you through. So when you're waiting for the next attack, you better stand. There's no turning back. The fewer sounds, the charge begins. But on this battlefield, no one wins. The smell of earthly smoke and horse's breath. As a virgin into certain death.
That's cool.
Yeah, that episode was awesome.
This is not what we can win.
We got the coast there and lots of fights. With a Russian history in his sights. He put the trigger on a field.
Oh, making me relive it. Zombie dragons.
They have zombie dragons now.
It's a White Walker dragon now.
So the one that he got is now like a White Walker dragon.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. So it's gonna be like an ice dragon.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. New episode airs tonight.
Now, if all that stuff had been in episode 1, I would have been on board. The fantasy. It's a fantasy story. Fantasy's coming. It'll get here eventually. Promise. No, I'm just teasing. I can see everyone like seething, like negative comments. You not like the thing I like. No, it's cool. I don't know. I have nothing against Game of Thrones. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that people think I should like that I'm just not into. Not for any specific. I don't know. I have a lot of shit I'm into. People. I can only be into so many things. Like although I will say, seeing Daenerys riding the dragon. I'm a big fan of the Dragon Riders of Pern book series. And I kept hearing that we were going to turn it into a movie, and it just never ever happened. So seeing the visual of like, a woman riding a dragon, the gold dragons are the female dragon, they're the biggest ones, that made me think of like just painting that dragon gold, and that would be like watching Dragon Riders of Pern. So, my Dragon Riders of Pern movie, please and thank you. But no, I like the way it was put together. I love the musical choice.
know.
A little Iron Maiden here for the metal guy. That's always a good. But visually, I mean,
It was a very good recap.
yeah.
Season 6.
And I would say too, because I'm not really familiar. I don't watch it, so to me,
Yeah.
a lot of these scenes, that's my first time seeing them. So I don't. It's really cool, and I think I'm assuming it captures the vibe of what's going on right now. Again, I love the music. It's more like a
Yeah.
onward into battle kind of vibe, which again I like. I don't know. Metal is often associated with like fantasy and
As
that
it
kind
should
of
be.
yeah, because again it has that very big epic quality to it, no more so than Iron Maiden. So I don't know. I really like the vibe that this edit had. Again, I know, and I like how whenever you do these these fan trailers, you kind of put a vibe. It doesn't say that the vibe isn't kind of intuitive, but you kind of have fun with it, and kind of and people in their mind when they watch something, and depending on their own personal interest and taste, they kind of think of it in their heads from kind of their own unique perspective. So I love how you kind of did that with this. You kind of gave more of a kind of more rocking kind of vibe to it. So I don't know. I dig it. I love the transitions. I love that the dragons were the focus, because arguably I would imagine they are the coolest thing about the show. Now that they're in it. Hey, better late than never, right? I guess they were small before, and they kept getting bigger and bigger. Because dragons are extinct before. Why is it every fantasy stories like dragons are always like, once upon a time in our magical world we had dragons. Why don't you still have dragons in your magical world? They're always like endangered or extinct. I'm like, can we like take a magical world that the dragons are not like an endangered species and have them like, yep, they're still everywhere, But yeah, no, I dig it. I like it. I love the vibe. It was very kind of like, fun, kind of action oriented. And it's funny too, because now a lot of movies trailers now they're using kind of like contemporary, more like rock based music, and a lot. I think Guardians of the Galaxy really kind of kicked that off. Now you look at stuff like the Thor Ragnarok trailers, and I like it. I like that kind of vibe. The Justice League trailer had that kind of thing too. So I'm kind of surprised something like this is so well put together. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done something like this because that's kind of the new thing to do. Like and it works really well for something like this. I'm kind of surprised they haven't, but it kind of feels like something like HBO would do because that's what everyone's doing.
Who knows? With the last season, we have one more season to go after this.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say who knows what the last season. I was just waiting for you
No. I'm saying with the last season when they promote it, they might.
They might. Hey man, they might see.
Because think about it.
They might see this trailer like, hey, let's get this guy on the payroll. So. You never know. Like I said, you never know who's watching, and there are way more influential people on YouTube than us. So, you never know. Hey, people get like deals and contracts now from people on YouTube. I knew the Yellow Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. She started off on YouTube. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, keep it up because again, if it's one of those things where hey, a producer sees this and be like, hey, that guy's good. I like that. Do that for us. Here's a paycheck. So you never know. But no, I thought it was cool, and it definitely fits the vibe of the show from what I gather what's going on right now. And, I think it's kind of this style of trailer is very much popular right now. So I think it kind of works on all levels. So well done as always, sir. What did you guys think of it? Did you dig it? Did you like, for those of you who are big Game of Thrones / Song of Ice and Fire, right? That guy, I want to make sure I got the name right. I like the name Song of Ice and Fire better. I know it's not as epic as Game of Thrones, but I like.
Game of Thrones was the
name of the first book.
Yeah.
But I know. Song of Ice and Fire has more of a magical fantasy quality of it, but I don't know, whatever. But no, I like how you just a war of ice and fire, which is essentially what's happening now in the story, right? Because like the White Walkers are now fighting the dragons, and I'm just like, even though I'm like,
I could get into this, but it'd take a while. So
yeah, I don't know. I just see the dragons burning everything, and I'm like, yep. See, this is just. Well, maybe that's why dragons are extinct now and people are around, because when dragons are, they can just do that. And like, hey, all right, there goes your army. But anyway, what did you guys think? For those who are fans of it, do you like, do you feel that this, encapsulates the vibe of kind of the current climate of the story and the show, both in books and the show, really? Even though they're not really following the books anymore, you said, right?
They're beyond the books.
They're beyond the books. That should be called a Game of Thrones, Beyond the Books. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? Give it, be sure to go over his channel, like and subscribe, show him some love, because this kind of, for someone who just edits these videos, they can be not time consuming, but they take time. So to see, an editing job of this caliber takes a lot of time and effort and commitment. So make sure you reward that effort and commitment with a like, a pleasant comment perhaps, and a subscribe if you have not done so already. So go ahead and do that. If you have not done so on her channel, please do that. I will leave you a link in the description section below. I promise we'll start cranking out some more material on there very soon. We've been very busy as of late, but we're going to start playing some new games, or she's going to start playing some new games, and I'm going to sit there and give thoughtful commentary, as I so often do. If you have not done so already here, please subscribe, give me some of your thoughts, and I'll try to jump in the chat and, weigh in with you guys. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Peace.